Welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where our toes tap to a Disneyland drum.
And we always whistle while we work.
The Oogie Boogie Bash is more than anything about characters. There are character meet and greets all over the park, and Disney digs deep into the vault for this one, and many of your regular favorites are out and about with fun Halloween costumes on.
But there's little doubt that the headliners are the villains. It's really their party.
Pretty much every Disney and Pixar villain comes out at some point during the Oogie Boogie Bash. Between the frightfully fun parade, rotating character meet and greets, and special shows and performances, it seems like even the most obscure villains can be spotted.
But only the headlining Disney Park villains get to see their worlds featured and brought to life for the evening with immersive treat trails and lush scenery. These are the headlining villains of the Oogie Boogie Bash.
Let's have a spooky time.
Like, subscribe, and stick around.
Disneyland is your land.
Come seek an adventure into your pirates, eh?
Make the jump to life.
Of course, the title villain of the event and the spook of the hour is Oogie Boogie, and he is seen in an immersive Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas themed trick-or-treat trail that is deliciously weird and spooky. The animation building is usually transformed into Oogie's spooky casino-themed lair.
Oogie Boogie is such a fantastic villain to see in the parks. The fluffy creature that is really a burlap sack full of bugs is raucous and funny as he croons Cab Calloway-style jazz show tunes. He's at once delightful, mischievous, and fascinating to watch. A perfect villain.
Each treat trail features theming and immersive scenery. The line leads to a meet and greet with the head villain themselves, and be sure to stop by the cast members handing out handfuls of candy for your bag.
Over near Grizzly River Run, you should find one of the two original villainesses of Disneyland headlining her own treat trail, Maleficent. With Sleeping Beauty Castle being our home castle, Maleficent has a special place in the hearts of Disneyland fans.
She is present at Disneyland in the amazing Sleeping Beauty Castle walkthrough and is the head villain of Phantasmic, transforming from her human form atop a tower to a giant fire-breathing dragon.
At the Oogie Boogie Bash, the horned spirit is usually found sitting on her giant throne, being impressive and imposing.
She usually seems like a cross between the elegant animated character from the classic 1959 film and the updated live-action film starring Angelina Jolie, but probably a bit more from the former.
The other original villain of Disneyland is the evil queen of Snow White. Not only has she been frightening riding guests since the park opened in 1955, she's been glaring down from her tower in Fantasyland since 1983.
With Snow White having never been remade into a live-action film,
You will never be a queen.
well, at least on the big screen, the Disneyland version of the character has developed quite a bit over the years, really coming into her own as a fan-favorite meet and greet. Her supreme confidence in her ultimate authority to rule over all the guests of Disneyland is a lot of fun.
You can find her over near Soarin' at the Grizzly Peak Airfield, mixing up a Halloween brew with her giant cauldron.
As you head towards Hollywoodland near the Hyperion Theater, we expect to see the Mad Hatter's Treat Trail return. The Mad Hatter has a long history at Disneyland. He was a character with the park in 1955, but he was a fur character with the actor mostly up inside his hat.
But in the 1980s, he became a face character and has been conversing with and delighting guests ever since, leading musical chairs, playing with Peter Pan and Alice, and generally being zany and delightful. Not to mention being seen on the Alice in Wonderland ride at the explosive unbirthday climax.
But we're not talking about the little crazy guy voiced by Ed Wynn in the 1951 animated film. This Mad Hatter is the one made famous by Johnny Depp in the 2010 Tim Burton film. Burton really has so much influence on the look of the bash, it's really quite cool.
The Mad Hatter of the live-action films is often sweet, but unlike the original, he's no comic stereotype. His madness is more layered and complex and real, and that pain and unpredictability makes this character both more dangerous and a bit more tragic than this delightful counterpart.
Over at Stage 17 in the Hollywood backlot, DrFacilier and his friends from the other side will be trying to make deals with the Disney guests. On an elaborate curtain stage surrounded by blacklight paintings of DrFacilier's spirit friends, the smooth criminal lays on the soft sell, but be careful, it could cost you your soul.
DrFacilier is a character who used to be seen quite regularly at Disneyland's New Orleans Square and even Adventureland. Disney guests know a meet and greet with the Doctor is always a fantastic and fun experience.
He's not currently seen on any rides at the park, and it remains to be seen if he will be included in the new update to Splash Mountain, which is said to be set after the film ends. But we will see. He's a lot of fun to visit and a very cool, smooth-talking villain.
Of course, Disney has just teased 3 more villains, which we expect to have their own treat trail at the Oogie Boogie Bash this year.
Cruella, formerly known as Cruella DeVille, will be brought in with her own treat trail this year. It is an interesting thing, really. The villain of the 1961 animated film 101 Dalmatians is one of the most epic villainesses of the entire Disney canon. A truly over-the-top, evil for evil's sake character who inspired many sequels and early live-action remakes.
The Disneyland Cruella DeVille has been a regular face character at the park for decades and is delightful to meet. In a most unvillain-like turn, she's particularly wonderful with children and can often be found at the park's main gates or wandering Main Street, USA.
She has been a big part of the Oogie Boogie and Boo Bashes in past years and part of the Frightfully Fun Parade as her original self.
But the live-action Cruella, played by Emma Stone in the recent film, is the character we expect to meet. It should be fun. The new Cruella really focuses on incredible, jaw-dropping, stunning fashion with huge trained dresses from Mugatu's derelict line, so that should be pretty cool to see. She should be a sassy, fun, and fairly wicked character to talk with. But it's kind of interesting.
The Cruella of the recent film was no villain. Quite the opposite. She brought down the system for the little guy, and no dogs were harmed in the making of the film. She would never. In fact, it's Pongo and Perdita who are the villains of the film. But that aside, we think Cruella would look great headlining a flashy Hollywood treat trail at the Hollywoodland stage.
The second new villain Disney teased is Sid from the first Toy Story film. We think Sid should make a really fun villain for Disney's Halloween party. He's not too developed, just kind of mean to toys and has a good evil laugh.
Where are your rebel friends now?
Your Pop-Tarts are ready!
Oh,
And he's gonna rocket Buzz Lightyear to the stars, so that's kind of cool.
He really is the Dr. Frankenstein of toys, often kidnapping and then remaking strange creation from broken toys or his sister's toys in his bedroom laboratory.
Sid has never been seen at Disney parks as a regular meet and greet character before, and we do expect a masked character instead of a face one. And from the images that Disney has teased, we expect to see some of Sid's diabolical toy creations alongside of him.
We think the Pixar Pier would be an ideal place for Sid's monster toy treat trail.
The last headlining villain Disney teased is a really delightful choice. Of course, somehow Avengers Campus needs to get included into the fall Halloween festivities, and of course they can instantly change lighting, projections, and mood of the land to a Halloween look, and there are so many Marvel villains to choose from: Green Goblin, Ultron, Thanos, Taskmaster, you name it.
But we think they made the right decision and picked a very Disney choice for their Marvel villain.
And I killed Sparky, too.
They have teased Agatha Harkness, a Marvel villain and true witch whose story goes back hundreds of years to the Salem witch trials, World War II, and more.
As the lead villain of the recent WandaVision, Agatha was skillfully played by the hilarious actor Kathryn Hahn, who brought a real likability to the character. And, in an almost witch hazel-like fashion, feels very Disney Halloween to us. We can't think of a better way to help bring Avengers Campus into the Disney villains party.
We think those are all the villainous treat trails this year, but of course there will be many more villains to be seen in the character meet and greets or homaged over in Villains Grove, which is a special effects walkthrough inspired by different Disney villains.
The Oogie Boogie Bash is about the villains and good shows, and that means characters and actors. This will be the most characters seen in the park at once since the parks closed for the pandemic. It really is a step forward for the actors, theater, and shows at Disneyland, and we are so excited to see that finally happening.
That's it for us today. We hope to see you in the park real soon, Mouseketeers.
See you real soon.